Yeah.
Speaking of Rodri, the future Ballon d'Or winner, potentially, maybe. I don't know. Talking about
Vinny.
Ballon d'Or's bullshit anyway, it doesn't matter. We are, to finish off this episode, we're going to do a combined Manchester City and Arsenal 11. You made your team, haven't you?
Yeah, I've made my team 100%. Well, look, we're gonna have justifications. We're gonna talk it through. And obviously the players, in terms of injuries at the moment, we're not going to worry about too much. We're going to just be based it off sort of the form in the last season and a bit, including obviously the first 4 games now.
So I'm sort of basing it off. It was hard to pick, bro. I don't even know. No, alright, I'm basing it off who the actual better player is. Like, if I want, like, regardless of injuries or not, who would I want in my team right now?
Okay,
Yeah,
based off of
off of like how they're playing at the moment, coming off like the form of last season, form now, etc., etc.
Shit,
I don't know,
Okay.
but like, you know what? Nah, it can be interpreted different ways. Oh, we'll argue about this. Let's go.
Let's get into it now. Should we? We should just.
Could you do the whole team, then I'll do my whole team?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that.
Who's going first? I feel like you should go first. I feel like you've been really nervy about this. I want to hear it. I really want to hear it.
I don't know, man.
You couldn't have gotten the striker wrong.
But we're gonna start down the back.
Okay.
We're gonna start down the back. And like, do I want to make last minute? No, I can't make last minute changes. All right.
No,
I'm just gonna send it. We're just gonna send it. We're just gonna send it.
Do it.
Yep. No. I'm not even like iffy about this. This is 100%. What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You're always right.
In goal, Edison. Standard. Okay. Cool. Either way, I think I'd take either of them. I'd take either keeper. Yeah. Okay.
Go on.
No. He's distribution wise. He got an assist.
Go on.
Got an assist.
Continue. Continue.
Left back Gvardiol.
Nice.
Okay.
I like that one.
Centre backs Saliba and Gabriel.
Go on. That's
look.
okay.
Look. The other name I had there was Stones. The other name I had there was Stones, but over the last year or so, he's not been there as much. Whilst I think he's one of the best centre backs on both teams. But
Diaz plays golf, but
he does play golf. He does play golf. I didn't actually forget about him. He was
no.
Anyways,
that was hockey. I forgot. It was hockey.
Hockey. Oh.
Go on midfield.
No. Right
fullback. The other
right
fullback.
back.
Yeah.
If I was to pick a team to play tomorrow based on the form of last season and so far this season, Rico Lewis. I think he's brilliant. Going into the inverted, brilliant.
I'm gonna pass out, bro. What do you mean? He's barely played.
What do you mean he's barely played? He's taken over the role from Kyle Walker.
He's barely played, bro.
No, what do you mean he's barely played? He played most of last season and he started every game this year. Yes, bro, he's coming into it. Trust me. Interesting. Anyways, midfield, Rodri. Rodri.
No. Sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously,
we're gonna be alright there.
Showing.
All right, now there was 4 players that I desperately wanted to fit into this midfield, and I could only fit 3. All right. I've got Rodri, Rice, and De Bruyne, which means there's a big name missing there. But I just think these players are just a little bit more impactful on the team. And when you got De Bruyne there, you don't need Odegaard. I'll be honest with you.
Keep going. Keep going.
The forward line, Saka, Haaland, Foden.
Far out. That was more. All right, let me go through. I like that team. I actually like that team apart from one, obviously, or 2. No, I've got a couple of differences, a few differences. Okay.
At least
I'll go through it and then
go.
Go. We'll talk about the differences.
Yeah.
That's the why things should be our way.
Yep.
My way.
Yours is wrong.
I've got Raya.
Of course you did.
I'll go into that.
Yeah.
Soon. But anyway, so in the left back, I've got Gvardiol.
Yep.
Obviously.
Good.
I've got Gabriel and Diaz.
Yeah.
And then I've got Walker in the right back position. We've got the same midfield. We've got Rice, Rodrigo, KDB, and then the same front line: Haaland, Foden, Saka.
Okay, at least we can agree on the midfield. We can agree on the forward line.
I want to know why first, before we get into the arguing. I want to know why, because obviously we're going to agree on this. In terms of the midfield, because I think the front line's pretty obvious. You got Foden, player of the year. Doku would be fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking Doku. Yeah.
He's such a threat at times. Like, he is like one of the most dangerous direct wingers I've seen in terms of when he's on form. Like, he's like scary good.
Yes,
better in some aspects than Foden.
Yeah.
Haaland, nothing to be said. And Saka, I think he's same
who's the other option? Bernardo Silva is very good, but not just. I think Saka's more impactful.
Absolutely, I think Saka's more consistent. So midfield though, I want to know why you went with them. You had the likes of, I get it, Gundogan was at Barca, but Gundogan, I think class is sort of permanent in with him.
Yeah, no.
You've got Odegaard as well to pick from. Why didn't you pick them?
Okay, I picked De Bruyne over Odegaard because I think if I had because obviously Odegaard had the better season overall last season. De Bruyne started this season on fire, and he ended the season last season on fire as well. So both had good spurts of form. Right now, I'm thinking if I had a game tomorrow and I had to pick one of these two, I'm still picking De Bruyne.
Interesting logic.
That's what tipped it over the line for me.
Very interesting logic, that.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think that in terms of those three there, if you are obviously the whole point of this is to pick the best 11.
Yeah.
And it's it's on merit, but in terms of like recent form, but let's say Kevin De Bruyne, for example. Obviously it's not prime De Bruyne. But
no, it's not.
If you've got Rodri and Rice behind him, like De Bruyne is making a mess out of all defenses. He's pinging balls left, right, and center. He's going to be scoring. He's going to be doing everything.
Yeah.
KDB prime. Just side note.
Oh, bro.
What on earth,
I don't understand it. I don't know.
What on earth?
Makes zero sense.
Disgusting.
Like,
it's gross.
Like, it has to. He has to be. Oh, I don't know if I'm stretching it saying this, but best Premier League midfielder of all time.
In terms of, I think it's between. In terms of cams, it's between Lampard and KDB.
Honestly, big Chelsea fan over here, but I have to give it to KDB.
Lampard was fantastic too.
Yeah.
Lampard was unbelievable. He could score as well. Like, there was a time there, Lampard was on target in terms of goals.
Yeah, Chelsea's all-time top goal scorer.
As same as like your starting strikers, So he had just as much of a threat to score as your strikers would.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne though has both.
It's just ability. It's the passes, the shooting, the runs, the IQ. That everything is just. I can't even phenomenal.
And do you feel like, just again, like relating back to the 11 and Arsenal in this sense? Do you think Odegaard could ever be that player for Arsenal? Where I know he's not as big. I know he doesn't have as much as like an on-field presence. But do you feel like Odegaard could be, in terms of IQ and finishing? And like, I think he's got the passing ability. Like, I still think KDB is another level ahead of him in that sense. But do you think Odegaard in his prime, whenever it comes?
I think the difference between these two is if City's struggling, De Bruyne will take him on his back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Odegaard's not strong enough to do that, basically.
Yeah. I think Odegaard...
I don't think he's squatting his body weight.
He's closer to like a Mesut Ozil than a KDB.
Yeah. Oh, Mesut Ozil.
He was unbelievable. Like, I think Odegaard can be just as silky.
Yeah. No, Odegaard's amazing, but there's amazing and then there's absolutely like world-class, proper world-class. I think Odegaard's one step away from that. Can he get there? I don't know. It's just... How's Odegaard's right foot? De Bruyne can use whatever he wants.
No, he's two-footed.
Yeah,
Odegaard is two-footed.
As well as De Bruyne. I think everything Odegaard does, De Bruyne just does a bit better.
I think there's, in terms of I keep thinking of KDB's
think
prime.
the gap,
but
yeah,
KDB's prime, like he was like levels ahead of what Odegaard's best has ever been. Like levels.
Yes. His
bro.
prime still could be ahead of him, but I think we're just about seeing it now. If I had to say,
that's
where Odegaard's prime is, I think we're seeing it now.
I think, and that's where I think now we're gonna sort of look at it. Maybe they're just different players in that sense. Where Odegaard isn't going to be drilling in 30-yard shots and it just smashing the back of the net.
That's the
Odegaard
difference.
isn't that sort of player.
That's the difference.
I think
he's not
happy
doing that.
He's happy to sort of not sit back. He's better off being a link-up player if you think he feels more comfortable in that role. Whereas KDB was like, stuff it, I'm gonna go for goal here. You know?
Now the other thing I was thinking was putting Odegaard in instead of Rice, but I just think to an overall team, Rice would impact the team a bit more.
I agree. I think Rice is really before when he left West Ham, whether or not he was worth the money, like whatever. That's up for a debate. I don't think it's as.
I think he was. I think if you're judging it on so far, I think he is so far and looks like in the long term he will be overall.
That's where I was going with that. That's where I was going with that. I think now that we've seen what we've seen of Rice, I think he will be. And yeah, I think he allows for players to. I think he allows for more dynamism. Is that the word?
Yeah.
In the midfield. So I think if Rodri and Rice was in that midfield together, holy shit. But what Rice allows players to do is either it allows them to feel comfortable in either dropping back or going up forward.
Yeah. So I think Rodri just controls the game, passing, blah blah blah, and then Rice sort of has. I think it gives Rice more of a license to go up and down, be a box to box essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rodri's nailed on. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
That's just is him. But anyways, let's get on to why your defense is wrong.
I was gonna say that was a really, really nice discussion we had there, but it's gonna turn very ugly, very much so right now. Lewis, you're dreaming. Absolutely fucking dreaming. I seriously don't get you.
Wait, do you remember what we said at the start of this?
Have you been in a coma? I'm confused.
I'm sorry, what were we basing this off? The last season?
You must have just watched a highlights package with this kid. I don't understand.
If you're going off career, fair. But we're going off what form the last season?
Kyle Walker's still fantastic.
Yes, but he's not as good as he used to be. He's fallen off. So last season's form, he got... Same team. Who's taken his position? Rico Lewis.
Okay, so Walker was injured, first off.
All right,
that's why Lewis is in the team.
He played the Euros. Where is he now?
Walker?
Yeah.
Played Euros. Well, that's the thing. Pep Guardiola, with those two in the squad, fit now, ready to go. Let's see how it turns out.
Rico Lewis started every game this season.
Walker could be out of that team potentially. Potentially won't have the same role as what he has had previously. However, you did mention in terms of Kevin De Bruyne before, and
yes, because I still
no.
Okay,
you mentioned Kevin De Bruyne before, and there are plenty of players that can take his spot in that team, right?
Yeah, but no one has.
Why is that?
Because he's still the best. Because he's still better than all of the midfielders they've got.
You're telling me Lewis is better than Kyle Walker right now?
Yes. But have you watched him play this season? He's been ridiculous. He does... Well, first off, Kyle Walker, it would play more centre back, he'd stay back and be a part of the back line, where Rico Lewis inverts. Right?
Okay.
So, two different players, I guess, but I would say if I was building a team right now, I want that skill set that Rico Lewis has got rather than Walker sitting back.
I think when Gvardiol's not on that pitch, I think potentially then, I understand what you're saying. But if I can't say his name.
Vardiol.
I'm saying Vardiol. I don't know why I keep
get rid of the G.
Vardiol, if he's starting, Walker's on that on that pitch because Vardiol's the one who can play as that inverted fullback, and then they go through the back, and no one is getting through Kyle Walker. No one is out muscling him. No one is outpacing him. I'm telling you right now, Kyle Walker, he can shut down offensive players better than anyone.
Prime Walker Walker could. Right now, no.
I'm sorry, what Euros were you talking about? Last Euros when England made the final. Didn't you say Walker was starting in that team?
Yes, he shouldn't have been starting.
No, but did they not reach the final?
So, yes, they reached the final.
Do you reckon they could have without him?
Yes.
No. What?
I think
Trippier?
I think Trent.
Who can't even get a start in Newcastle right
Trent
now?
probably should have started.
Trent?
Yeah.
Do you remember Trent in that midfield?
Trent, no, not in the midfield.
He was a lost child. And then he couldn't track back if his life depended on it. You would have started him as a fullback.
England's problem throughout the World Cup, the Euros, was creating goal. We're getting way off topic here.
I don't care. I want to keep going.
Oh my god,
busted.
England's problem in the Euros was scoring more goals. All right, the defense was fairly solid. Obviously, Walker was a part of that, but if Trent would have brought another dynamic to that. Dynamism, yeah. But anyways, I think Rico Lewis is very good defensively as well still, and I think he's solidified his spot in this Manchester City's team over Kyle Walker now and throughout the back end of last season.
If Vardiol's playing, Rico Lewis isn't playing.
They've been playing together this season.
No, bro.
Yes, they
Ake was playing in the fullback position, bro. What are you talking about?
Ake and Gvardiol do the same role.
Huh?
Ake and Gvardiol do the same role.
So that's what I'm saying though. When Ake's on, I can see Lewis being on in there because Ake's not going to do the same runs as Vardiol.
You know what I mean? Gvardiol and Ake do the same role, which means if Gvardiol's on, why do we say the G? I don't know why we say the G. Gvardiol, then Gvardiol and Rico Lewis have been playing together this season.
I understand that, and I get it, and I know what you're saying. If Pep starts him, he must be the player he must be the better player. But I don't agree with that. I think Walker is better than Lewis. And in my opinion, I think in terms of when you have Rice in that midfield too, as well as Rodri and KDB, I don't think why is Lewis even in that 11 at that point? You know what I mean?
Well, I'll just check the last lineup and
yeah, I know. I've seen it.
Walker and Lewis both in it, which is
no. I've said that. Well,
yeah,
look, that's
kind of throwing me off a little bit, but
no. It's not about in terms of fullbacks
right.
Though. We're talking about fullbacks,
yes.
Like the out and out
in the fullbacks.
Right back position.
All right, yeah, out and out fullbacks. Ben White.
No,
last season different as an actual right back. So we're talking about Walker, who's going to come into a sort of centre back kind of role as a 3.
Yeah.
Rico Lewis is going to invert. If you want an out and out right back, I actually had Ben White in there over Walker right now.
You want versatility in your defence though.
Ben White can move centre back as well, and he can get down.
He hasn't
right
been
flank.
that recently though.
No, but he can. He can. That's because he hasn't needed to.
Yeah, because he's got two of the best defenders two of the potential best defenders in the Premier League. Potential.
Yeah, almost.
Almost. In terms of in the Arsenal squad, no one's taken Gabriel and Saliba spot. Obviously not even Ben White. Nobody.
But they didn't even bother to try and sign a right back to compete with him. He's been that good.
Yeah, no, I like Ben White. I'm not saying no, it's a great player, but I am in terms of the balance of my team. I got we've been on this right back position for a while.
Yeah, we have. No, yeah, because unfortunately for you, you're wrong.
No,
but
I'm not wrong.
Listen, again, I went to pick it from who would I put in a team tomorrow, and I'd put Rico Lewis for the inverted role, or my second option was Ben White because I think I'd pick both of them ahead of Walker right now.
I feel dizzy, bro, hearing that. Oh my goodness! I just don't say. I just feel like Kyle Walker. Because you're making it seem like he's just dropped off.
No, not dropped off. But I'm putting him there because I have Vardiol on the left. Vardiol. Who did I put? Saliba and Gabriel are like a back 3, and Rico Lewis inverts next to Rodri, gives Rice. Declan Rice license to go a bit more forward with De Bruyne, Haaland in the middle, and then wings are Foden and Saka. I put thought into how this works, into how this whole team flows together.
I have too.
You still got it wrong, but
you got
Vardiol inverting.
Duplicate players in my 11 versus your 11. Lewis would get absolutely outrun. Like you just run through, like completely run through.
I think this kid's different, bro. I think I don't know. I watched this kid and I think, wow. I think this kid is different. This kid's like Foden type talent.
Yeah, I think there's a potential there. I'm not questioning
But
that.
I think,
I'm talking about the strong. I think Kyle
so.
Walker's
If you're
still a
picking
stronger player.
a team tomorrow, Kyle Walker goes in there over
as
Ben White
as
well.
long as he's fit. As long as he's fit. Yeah.
I don't know.
100%. 100%. I think I've been watching Kyle Walker since he was at Tottenham, bro. Like I know who he is. Like I know what he does. I know what he can offer. And I'm telling you, he's
We're not
scary.
talking about then. We're talking about right now.
He's better at City. He's way better at City.
No. Prime, like a few seasons ago, a few seasons ago, I'd agree with you. Right now, I reckon Lewis has already taken over like that role.
I think for the
it
future,
is different roles.
I think it's gonna Lewis being in that 11 is probably best off for the squad, for the club. But I think if you obviously Pep likes to mix up his teams and put with a bit of youth in there. To throw in a bit of youth in there to sort of allow for the next phase of his plan to work. Because now that I think, how do I put it? I think he's happy. Like Lewis I feel like he's more of a midfielder. I don't know about
but that's why
much of a defender.
So we're picking not the best right back necessarily. We're picking the best team, and I've built my team for him to invert.
But I thought,
you get me?
Yeah, no, I get you. But I thought we were picking the best right back, and you just said he was a midfielder.
Well, the best right back's Ben White.
No, it's Kyle Walker.
Now.
It's Kyle Walker over Ben White every day of the week for me.
No, look, I love Kyle Walker and all, but his prime's past, and I just don't think he's still there. And I think he's more. Well, the way I've built.
No, I'm
my
not saying
team,
he's prime either. No. Let's move on.
All right, we got to agree to disagree. We've got to move on. We've been talking about this for a long time.
Wow,
there's
very long time.
One more position that we've gone differently.
Yes,
centre back. You put Gabriel
and
goalkeeper. You put Gabriel and
Gabriel
Diaz. You put the goal scorer and Diaz. I put Saliba and Gabriel.
I feel like Diaz and Gabriel. I think Gabriel and Saliba, mate, they balance each other out beautifully. Unbelievable. I think Diaz is just a better passer. And yeah, he's just I think he's got a bit more composure. And I think he's been doing it for longer than what Saliba has been. Saliba's been around for 2 seasons. Whereas Diaz has won a treble.
Trophies aside, looking at them as players individually, if you're going to put them up against the best attackers in the world, say your Haaland, who's going to Diaz is not bodying Haaland. I can see Saliba and Gabriel both bullying him.
I'm not agreeing with you right now, but okay. I think they actually mentioned Diaz being bodied by Haaland when they played against each other once upon a time.
Internationally, maybe, or maybe
I think once upon a time, or maybe it was another player. But you're right. I think Diaz, yes, he's not as strong. I understand that, but I think he's more composed. And in terms of what I think he's sort of, again, I'm not saying he. I just feel like I like Diaz better. I think I like him more as a defender. I think he's just demands a bit. Not demands, but I think he's just got more of a presence at the back there.
But it's just these two together. Like if I had to have Diaz, I'd probably then pick Saliba over Gabriel. Those two are so close, to be fair, but they're just. And if you're picking a ball playing centre back, I think Stones is better than Diaz.
But all right, well, but I don't think Stones last season was as good as Diaz.
Oh no, that's why I don't have him either. Like a Stones as an overall centre back throughout, like if you're looking at full careers, Stones is actually probably contender for number 1 out of this list.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on last season, this season, Stones is just out of it. But I just feel like Gabriel and Saliba aren't bad at passing out. The composure is not bad.
Oh, they're aided by a pretty decent midfield, though.
Well, so is Diaz.
Yes and no. I think Diaz, he can, pop in a few good balls over the top. I think he's again, still composed. He can deal with. I'm not saying Arsenal can't do these things. I just find that Diaz is better at those things.
Well, I've also got them both in there for the set piece danger.
Yeah,
you know, I don't see Diaz scoring that many headers from corners.
I agree.
I see Gabriel mostly Gabriel and a little bit Saliba scoring those headers.
But if I've got Haaland up front, I don't give a shit about that.
True, but I've got 3.
That's why Diaz. That's why they don't overcommit in the box, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I guess, but you know what? I'm like, right back. There was a big debate there, but here I'm not even mad.
I think you can go either way.
Any of this lot, I'm not mad at it.
They're all bloody well.
Same with
the
goalkeeper. Like, honestly, that could go either way. Like, shot stopping, I give it to Raya. Distribution, I give it to Edison. The only reason I put Edison,
go.
The only reason I give it to Edison is because in this team, if this team is playing a game, you've got all of the ball. You're facing 2 shots a game tops.
Yeah, right? True. So if in terms of
Raya
doing a job in that sense,
Raya could distribution wise, I think Edison still got it.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best kicker in the goalkeeper. In terms of kicking, for sure.
I think Raya's getting better at it, but there's still moments every now and then.
I think in terms of distribution, Edison has it in terms of kicking, but Raya's distribution in terms of throwing out, like
still very good.
Out, man. He's so good. And actually, I've noted here, Edison can be shaky at times. He can be shaky at times. Like, there's been a couple derbies, he's made a few mistakes against us. Most notably the McTominay goal from 35 yards out, and Edison looked to distribute with his hands out and just went right on the path of McTominay, scored, and then we sealed the game. Then I know it was a couple of seasons ago. I get that.
Yeah, this is true.
But I did know he's the best. He's, in terms of shot stopping, is unbelievable. I think, but the reason why I feel like Raya sort of edges Edison in this sense, I think Raya competed with Ramsdale. I think Ramsdale within his own right's a great keeper.
Too bad he's going to get relegated again, but
I think Raya is just again a bit more. He's just a very composed goalkeeper, and shot stopping as well is very good. He's just a really well balanced keeper as Edison, but I think there's just a couple of things I like more in Raya than.
No, I'm not mad at that. I think ask me in a couple of seasons, maybe I give it to a Raya, but right now I still give it to Edison just. But Edison, I'm not mad at Raya. I almost put Raya, to be honest with you.
I could have said, honestly, I could have mentioned how Edison didn't play towards the tail end of last season. But in saying that, I think there was a game I think he got concussed or something or other, and he couldn't actually play. He couldn't actually play in the next fixture, so he got a bit of a rest, and then he was sort of out of the team for the rest of it. I feel like Edison's an unbelievable keeper, but Raya takes the cake for me.
All right, look, I'm not mad at the Raya one. I almost put him myself, but I'm
mad at plenty with yours, but anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, look, let us know in the comments who you would put.
Watch
them all gang up on us and say Ben White.
Oh, Jesus. You know, I didn't even think of that. Oh, no. No, I mean, I thought of White, but damn it. Now you've put it out there. Oh, we're going to cop it, bro. We're going to absolutely cop it.
And tell us why Doku should be at left wing and why Foden sucks and why Kai Havertz is a better striker than Haaland.
You got his name wrong. It's Bond.
James Bond.
It's 007, bro.
Yes.
At the Euros anyway, Foden.
Yeah.